Good morning. How are you guys? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Sorry for the few minute delay. I was getting the dogs ready in the background. They had to come inside, and the little puppy, the one that you can see right behind me, she was being a little turkey butt. Okay, welcome to my channel. Let's talk about this new episode of Counting On. Well, kind of, sort of, not really, right? Um, on Tuesday, I think it was, maybe Monday, TLC dropped the delivery special of John David and Abbie's delivery of their daughter Gracie. And during the two-part episode two-part episodes where one episode was 8 minutes and the other was 9, we saw a lot of Michelle Duggar trying to take the scene and be the star of the show, because that's what she does. She's the star of birth. Yes, you are, Michelle. John and Abbie, it opens with them in their tiny little 662 square foot trailer is what I think they referenced it as. And during this, we see John being very supportive, oddly for a Duggar man. It was quite interesting. Rubbing Abbie's back, keeping track of like how far apart her contractions are. But the most notable part of the beginning is that Abbie's wearing pants. Yes. She is wearing pants. Abbie's a bit of a renegade. Abbie had a job before she met John David. Abbie works as a nurse. I think she's an LPN, licensed practical nurse. She comes from a family where her mom wears pants. Can you imagine a mom that wears pants walking into becoming in-laws with the Duggars? It must be like the Twilight Zone. Abbie's mom looks like a normal Christian mother, and Michelle looks like she's auditioning to be Warren Jeff's next wife. So that's the most notable. And then the second thing is that she has plans to deliver in the hospital. Yes, that's right. She is not going to deliver at home and be the home birth warrior like Michelle and Jessa and all of the daughters that do it at home, because that's what they do. Nothing against home birth at all. But Michelle just, pretends like she does it. But Michelle's also given birth at hospitals several different times. Many different times, in fact. But they really do push the whole home birth on the show, and Abbie decides to do that. So the plan was that Abbie was going to labor at home for as many hours as she could, and then they were going to go to the hospital. So she wakes up in the middle of the night. The cute thing is that John is making a video for them, which is sweet. I mean, he's talking to Gracie and gets his mom's, gets Michelle and Jim Bob to talk to her, Jana. The interesting thing I noted is that Jana has a bedroom. She's in the bedroom that she grew up in, but I didn't see any other beds. So Jana might have her own bedroom in the Duggar compound where she's kept isolated from the world so that she can raise all of Michelle's kids and Michelle doesn't have to do anything. I said it, it's true. Maybe not. Okay. So Jana says some nice things about her brother, and Michelle's just like, your daddy really loved Abbie. And we just knew that Abbie was going to be joyfully available. That's not really what she said. Anyways, then they get to the hospital and they find out that she only is 2 centimeters dilated and her labor has stalled. So they send her back home. She goes to sleep for a little while, continues to labor. During the laboring at home, Michelle is there. It's really creepy because Michelle's like, good job, Abbie, good job. Nice low moans. Not a high-pitched moan, a low moan. Like, good job, Abbie. I don't know about you, but when I was in labor, I was screaming. I didn't care if it was low or high. I've also been in the same situation as Abbie where my labor stalled and I was stuck in labor for so many hours. But I thank God didn't have anyone like Michelle going, nice low moan, just a low moan. Ugh. It was weird. Not only that, Michelle was trying to like upstage Abbie's mom. It was so bizarre. If I were giving birth, the last person I would want in the room is my creepy mother-in-law that looks like she's trying out, again, to be a wife for Warren Jeffs, okay? Ew. Her mother, Abbie's mother, is wearing pants. Oh my God. Abbie's wearing pants. Her mom is wearing pants. Think of all the defrauding going on in this birth room, okay? So they go back. They're having trouble moving. They finally go back to the hospital. And some of the things I noted about Abbie was that Abbie wears pants a lot. I like a woman that's literally not afraid to tell her in-laws she's not going to abide by their dumb rules. There she was. Ooh, she wore a tank top. Whoa, she's defrauding the world with those shoulders and pants there. And look, she's a nurse. She had a job. She's self-sufficient. Now, there's no word whether or not Abbie's going to return to the work world now that she's a mother, but you know, at least she has an education. But this was the interesting part. If you can see here, she's walking into the hospital, and yep, she's most definitely wearing pants. Not skirt pants, not half pants, like full-on pants. Full-on pants, you guys. Okay, so they get into there, and then she's in the delivery room, and then, like, Michelle's like calling, and she's like, hi, we're just calling because I wanted to tell you guys that Abbie Duggar is going to be coming to the hospital, and she wants a low intervention room on the west side of the hospital. Yes, Abbie Duggar is coming to the hospital. Why did she even have to go out of her way to say low intervention room? Like, you don't even have to say that. You can get there. And if that's part of her, if she's worked that out with her doctors, it wouldn't even be necessary. But I feel like Miss Duggar over here had to add low intervention room so that we all know how much of a warrior she is or something. I don't know. I had a low intervention room too. I walked around and did all that kind of good stuff. Labor how you want to labor, girls. Labor it. Anyways, they finally get in there. She's checked into her room. And then again, her labor stalls. So she does as much as she can, and eventually Abbie's like, I give up, waving the white flag, which I'd say I've been in Abbie's shoes. The doctors decide that they need to get Pitocin moving. This is not uncommon with first pregnancy or first deliveries because the body just hasn't stretched out and gotten ready yet. So she ends up getting Pitocin, and then she gets an epidural. An epidural? No. Yep, that's right. Abbie gets an epidural. And while she's asleep with the epidural, she dilates to 10. Funny how that works. That actually happened to me when I was pregnant. I was in labor for like 1,000,000 days, and when I finally got the epidural, I went from a 2 to a 10 in 4 hours while I was sleeping. So epidurals are amazing, especially when you're tired. While she's like in the process of, the low intervention room, Jana calls mom over here, and she's like, hi mom, can I bring my daughters to go see Abbie? And Michelle's like, yes, Abbie is 5 centimeters and fully effaced. And Jana's like, yeah, okay, whatever, mom. Can I bring anything? Can I bring anything for you? And I'll bring my daughters with. And then she's like, well, she wants those cheese and crackers, like that Kobe Jack. And John David said maybe pepper jack would be good. So Jana takes her daughters, and I swear to God, that's what they are, because look at these. She looks like she could be their mom. Jana takes her daughters to the grocery store, and they all pick out all of their cheese and crackers, and they make this whole care package. And then they get there, and then Michelle's like, we can't go in because Abbie's in the birth pool. And so all the ladies, all the little girls are like, oh, dang. So then they go back outside, and Jana takes her daughters with her, and all of the girls look super unhappy. Jordan looks like she's really unhappy. Jordan's literally always looking really like she hates life. I feel bad for Jordan. And Josie was just like so over it. And Jana's just like, well, we brought everything we could. We just couldn't go in, so we're going to go in. And when I snapped the picture, I was like, God, Jana literally looks like she's the mother to these kids, right? I bet you Jana is raising these kids. I bet you that's why they keep her holed up in the tower so that she can't go away. So Michelle can continue to be lazy. Now, this is an awkward conversation that happened right before they're giving delivery. So while she's delivering, they're outside, and her mom and dad, that's Abbie's mom and dad, are sitting there, and her mom's like got pants on, and Michelle and Jimmy and whatever her dad's name is are like talking about when it's going to give birth. And I'm sitting there going, God, these parents must be so awkward. It must be so awkward to be connected to this family. Anyways, after it's all said and done, Abbie actually gives birth. But during the birth, the interesting part is that she doesn't film it. That's right. The biggest aspect of all of this is that the delivery isn't actually filmed. We all remember when Jessa just delivered Ivy, and Jessa was like on the couch and she's like, oh, and then Ivy comes out, right? Well, we don't see Abbie going into birth, and good for Abbie. She decided not to do it on camera, and all we see is sort of aftermath, and everything is happy, and they have the baby, and they look really happy, and everyone looks excited. And then it's a cut to a couple days later, and the entire family is coming over to their tiny little trailer. And I'm only saying tiny because John David literally calls it that. And then it's interesting because then Kendra and Lauren show up, and they're like, I am so glad you got the epidural. That's amazing. And Abbie's like, I'd still be in labor if I didn't have the epidural. I'm really glad I got it too. And she's like, I didn't feel a thing. And Kendra's like, sometimes it just helps you relax. I'm really glad you got it too. And then Jessa, who can't be outdone, is like, that happened to Ginger too. She got stalled, but my labors literally never get stalled because I am the perfect child and everything I do is just like my mom. And she got one, and that's what helped too. And then Lauren and Abbie and Kendra are like, they are so amazing. And then so Jessa, having to fit in because that's what she does, she's like, maybe I need to get an epidural for my next baby. And that was it. John and Abbie deliver their baby. Everyone's happy. Jessa is going to have an epidural probably. Now everyone's like, oh God, that means Jessa's probably pregnant. I don't think so, but she could be. So this is where we're at. Abbie wore pants. She got an epidural. She had Pitocin. She didn't deliver on camera. She was a renegade. Who would have thought? And she's the only one, I must note, of all of the Duggar men that has a wife that is allowed to wear pants. Does that mean that John David is a little bit more progressive? Do you think that John David could send a note to Jimmy and be like, hey, Jimmy, could you let my twin sister just wear pants? She's 30 now. Yeah, I think so too. All right. So that's what I've got for the birth special. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Without a Crystal Ball. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you do by hitting that down here. Give this video a thumbs up on your way out, and check me out on social media down here. I'm hoping you guys noted that I uploaded a video yesterday of me. I went live on Instagram with Kaylin Morrison of Unexpected, and unfortunately it recorded without any audio. And so I'm hoping today that I will be able to have Kaylin on the channel. I'm either going to pre-record with him, but I'm going to interview him and talk to him a little bit more, because after I talked to Kaylin live on Instagram, holy moly, did Michaela's people start reaching out to me, Kaylin's side reaching out to me. You guys, the situation between Kaylin and Michaela is the messiest thing I've ever heard. It's crazy. So I'm hoping to have him on the channel later today, if not tomorrow. All right, you guys, I will see you in a little bit.